The time traveler found strange friends in the world of the future, and the chance to beat the last enemy. I set the time cube down upon what should have been Montford, Connecticut in the year 2514 AD. 4 years of hush-hush work at the government labs had paid off. The cube worked, but the public would never know about it, even long after I got back. I'll hide the cube in this cave. Then I can do a little exploring. There was forest all around me. In 500 years, every trace of the city of Montford was gone. Instead, I came upon a field strewn with, of all things, dead tigers. Tigers, dozens of them, and wearing clothes. Just then I heard a voice behind me, a voice with a squeaky quality. I could understand that when I saw its source. "It was quite a battle, mister. The big cats are the toughest to beat." You can talk?" "Oh, yes. Your kind left us many things. Language, culture, weapons." "But you're not supposed to be alive, mister. Something called an atomic war finished the humans." And so the earth was left to the animals. "Someone had to inherit the earth. It's still a nice planet to live on, you know." There were so many questions to ask, but the impact of mankind's tragic end struck so deeply that it left me stunned. I turned to the creature when I heard him snicker. "What do you think is so funny?" The lights didn't go out entirely after the knock on the head. I felt the pain and caught a quick glimpse of the ground coming up to meet me. I could only sense the rest, being dragged into some sort of tunnel in the ground. Then I passed out. If ever any man was in a jam, it was Hammond Drake myself. I couldn't guess how far underground they'd taken me. When I awoke, I was facing an inquisition. "That light, it hurts my eyes." "Then you will tell us what we want to know. I'll turn it off." "What can I possibly tell you that—" "Look here, you're not dealing with our ancestral species. We think. We build. We're fighting to rule this planet, and with your help, we can win. Our tunnel networks circle the Earth's entire subsurface. Up above, the dogs and cats struggle for mastery, and up till now, we've waited for one to destroy the other. Now, we won't have to wait. Not when we can learn to make atom bombs." "Atom bombs?" "Yes. You'll show us how. If you can't, we'll travel back to your time period and find someone who can teach us." "I don't know what you mean." "Don't kid me. You didn't get here with a pogo stick. Your kind built a time machine, and you're its pilot. Now tell me where you hid that machine." The little devil was smart, and from the looks of his kind, quite nasty, but I kept my silence. "Won't talk, eh? But you will, you know. We've studied the methods of the ancient Nazis. Remember them?" Just then an alarm bell went off somewhere, and a look of fright crossed the Inquisitor's face. "A raid! It's a raid! Rang, rang!" I didn't know what that meant, but I hoped it was a miracle I'd been praying for. "To the main cavern, quick!" But the main cavern was already in the hands of the invaders. They were huge and lightning swift and poured with organized precision from a vehicle with a drill head which had bored its way into the underground tunnels. It was an astounding sight. The raiders carried what looked like flamethrowers, but it was gas which spewed from the nozzles in their hands. My captors had fled, and all I could do was yell and cough as the gas enveloped me. My last memory before I struck the floor was the shadowy figure of one of the invaders looming before me in the swirling mist. I awoke in all things a soft and comfortable bed. I'd have felt quite content if I didn't see the dog, the fox, and the bear at my bedside. "Imagine that, a real man!" "Fantastic!" Suddenly, the door to my room was flung open by a huge bulldog in military uniform. My visitors jumped to attention when he entered. He evidently outranked them all. Attention! At ease. They called him General and left respectfully when he requested that they leave us alone. I trust that you are comfortable, sir. Do you feel better? I've been given the best of care. And why not? It is like welcoming the return of an old friend, is it not? Tell me, General, about all this fighting. Alas, the fighting. You must find it so sad. However, the dog does not fight to subjugate. He fights to put an end to the instinct of the natural enemy. In the beginning, we fought them all. The foxes, bears, wolves. Now, we are allies. You see, it is possible to substitute cooperation in place of fear and hate. Perhaps it may work with cats too. But as for the rodents, that kind of animal was different and he knew it. Not only cruel and vicious, but exceedingly smart. They were the big competition. In the end, it would be the rodent against the entire animal kingdom. Yes, it will be them or us. Then there will be peace for all time. I think I should favor a victory for your side, General. I meant that. The Earth would be in good hands with a victory for his side. I asked the General to call his leading scientist. That's right. I want the chief physicist. Tell him the General would like to see him here at once. In the presence of the General and his chief physicist, I wrote what I had to on a sheet of paper. This is the basic formula and a description of the process. Now, it's up to you. I don't know whether I was right in doing that. I leave you a dangerous heritage and man's last gesture of his faith in you. And now I'll take a last look at this armed camp of a world and hope that you non-humans make a better job of it than man did. I said my goodbyes to the General and his associates, and he saw to it that I was taken to the spot where I first appeared. Then, according to our agreement, I was left to myself. I sought out the time machine. Well, let's get back to the past, Drake. Your place is among men, even if they are going to perish. I entered and took my seat once more at the controls. I wonder if another man would have given them the atom bomb. I think so, but it's better that the world go to dogs than a lot of scheming rats. I managed a rather thin smile as the stream of passing time swept over me in my headlong rush to overtake my destiny.